A new report from Corbin K. Smith, a Seahawks beat reporter, has caught everyone's attention. According to his latest tweet, Pete Carroll is extremely excited about the possibility of drafting Ashton Jeanty with the 6th overall pick. Smith even suggested that the Raiders could be a playoff sleeper this season, especially if they secure an upgrade at quarterback, bring in Tyler Lockett, and draft a top wide receiver early. Now, let's talk about Ashton Jeanty. There's no doubt that he's an elite talent, a dynamic running back with explosive playmaking ability. However, the biggest question is whether the Raiders should take a running back this early in the draft. This year's class is absolutely loaded with talent at the position. Names like Omarion Hampton, Dylan Johnson, Dylan Sampson, RJ Harvey, and even Cam Skattebistan out as solid options. With so many talented running backs available later in the draft, the Raiders might choose to focus on another key position first before selecting a running back in a later round. What do you think? Should the Raiders take Jeanty at number 6 or go after a different position and grab a running back later? Let me know in the comments. Let's be honest. If Pete Carroll and the Raiders front office truly believe that Ashton Jeanty is the best running back in this draft, and they see him as a top-tier player at his position, it's hard to be mad at this move. If they think he could have a Brock Bowers-type impact, but from a running back perspective, then drafting him makes a lot of sense. Now, will the Raiders actually have the chance to draft Jeanty? Based on how things are shaping up, it looks very possible. Throughout this draft cycle, we've heard a lot of rumors, mainly about quarterbacks and other key positions. But as the draft board starts to take shape, Jeanty landing in Las Vegas seems more and more logical. Of course, things can change. Teams move up and down the board every year, and we never truly know how things will shake out until draft night. However, with reports surfacing right before the NFL's legal tampering period, we're already hearing that teams like the Tennessee Titans are locked in on selecting Cameron Ward. If that's the case, then the path for the Raiders to land Jeanty becomes even clearer. What do you think? Should Las Vegas make the move, or would they be better off targeting another position first? Let me know in the comments. Looking at how the draft board is shaping up, it's easy to see the dominoes falling in a way that could leave Ashton Jeanty available for the Raiders at pick number 6. Now, when I analyze his college career, one big question comes to mind. How much wear and tear does he already have? Jeanty racked up 344 carries last season, which is a heavy workload, but not so much that he was completely run into the ground. For context, the most carries ever recorded in a single college football season is around 400. So while Jeanty was heavily utilized, he still has plenty of gas left in the tank. One stat that really stands out is his 5.4 yards per carry after contact. That's a massive number, and proves that Jeanty isn't just a product of wide-open running lanes. He can break tackles and create yards on his own. In the NFL, where defenders are faster and gaps close quickly, that ability is crucial. Looking at his explosive plays, Jeanty had 55 runs of 10-plus yards, 33 runs of 15-plus yards. That kind of big play potential makes him a nightmare for defenses. In fact, his rushing season ranks as the second best in college football history in terms of total yards. With numbers like that, it's no surprise that the Raiders may be seriously considering him at number 6. What do you think? Is Jeanty worth the pick, or should they go in a different direction? With the Raiders bringing in Geno Smith and committing to a win-now mentality, their draft strategy is becoming clearer. They just locked in Max Crosby, and now they need top-tier playmakers to take this team to the next level. When you look at the overall talent in this draft, Ashton Jeanty is easily one of the top 2 skill position players available. I'll be honest, at first I wasn't sure about taking a running back at number 6, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Here's why. This draft isn't stacked with elite wide receivers or offensive linemen, but if you can get the best running back in the class, why not take that shot? And then, there's this big rumor. Pete Carroll is reportedly obsessed with drafting Jeanty. That tells you something. If the Raiders pass on him, another team won't hesitate to snatch him up. So keep an eye on this developing storyline. Will Jeanty become the Raiders' top priority in round 1? It's looking more and more likely. What do you think? Should the Raiders go all in on Jeanty or look elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments.